everybody. It is, Wednesday the 23rd. I am getting ready to go make the first of my 2 deliveries this morning. This first one will be another single pallet. That delivery will be right very close to the petrol truck stop in Ontario. Right on the other side of the railroad tracks from the petrol. That's to the Domino's Pizza Distribution Center. Check how many cases are in there, but I know it's a fuller pallet. Won't be one I'll be hand carrying in like I did yesterday at the Amazon Fresh DC over in Vernon. Find out, my roommate came to pick me up yesterday. She noticed that my right side brake light on my trailer was not working. I mean, the light lights up dim, but basically the brighter element on it doesn't work, which is, so the tail light works, but the brake light doesn't, in other words. So when I get through emptying my load at Costco, I will have to head over to TA and get that problem fixed. Change on me. I'm not sure I'll be able to do a heck of a lot after even after my trailer is fixed, because my 14-hour clock has already started, and I really don't have a lot of hours to work with anyway. I only got 45 or so minutes back on my clock last night from recaps, and I was already down to less than 10 hours on my clock. I didn't take a look at my 70 before I left. I meant to. I only get four something back to 450 something, I think, back tonight. I have enough to work with to do something, but the problem is I'll end up with a really slow load because if I do it all, because I'm going to be limited on how many hours I can drive every day, because I just don't get enough back to work with every day. So I don't like having to do more than 10-hour breaks unless it's at my own leisure. I don't like being forced to take longer than 10-hour breaks, because I don't have hours to work with. I'd rather be able to have the option of deciding how long I want my break to be. fine for me. I don't exactly sleep a lot anyway. Even during a 10-hour break, I might sleep like half of it most of the time. What's going on here? Repairing something. The lights went into default mode for some kind of a problem, so they're fixing it. It's 5:26 a.m. local, so hopefully get a little more cooperative traffic conditions this morning. Not a guarantee. In fact, I would expect that I'll probably still maybe get a little bit of slowing in the Cajon Pass. Yeah, I'm not going to stop on a dime for a freaking light changing. Once I'm in the intersection if I'm in the intersection before the light turns red, I'm legally in the intersection. Yeah, you didn't run the red light, did you? Not when my light was green, but it's before you even crossed your limit line. That doesn't happen. Relieved to be done with yesterday. At least this time I'll be staying in the Inland Empire part of the area of Southern Cal. Means it's not so far from home. Why the hell's my fuel gauge so low? It's because I've been pointing uphill. Just relax, I don't even have to do the speed everybody's doing. I just kick back, let everyone flow around me. Make this day as low stress as I can. Not that I need to de-stress, I just rather I'm just not one for drama needlessly, and I like to have a stress-free life. Of course, everybody does. Just I don't know, a lot of people aren't the greatest with the coping skills, though, or managing stress. Controlling keeping a lid on the stress order Okay. Dude, get out of my lane. Can answer the question, and it's expected to be a detailed question. I mean, answer. It's not. Think of it. It was like a Ask.com or Yahoo Answers on steroids. You know, where say like on Yahoo Answers, anybody can answer, and they don't have any need to put credentials in there, and there's no expectation for what kind of answer they can give. Quora, on the other hand, they have an expectation that you give some kind of, like a descriptive or like explanatory kind of answer to explain your position. Now, a lot of smart people like to go on there also to, and myself included, to just constantly learn something new or share knowledge with each other or experiences. A lot of interesting stuff on there. Like cop stories are always fun to read or listen to for me, and emergency medical stuff. Well, there's plenty of that kind of stuff on there. I've written a lot of stuff in there, or a lot of answers in there about. This is going to be a fun one here. Sorry, utility truck, your ass is waiting behind me. I can't move over. There's all this other traffic next to me. Alright. A lot of aircraft related answers because of my prior aircraft maintenance experience, and I also write a lot of answers about stock market investing because of my background in that. So, yesterday, speaking of stocks, and someone had asked about dividends, and they don't understand why it should be like a always buy, never sell kind of thing. So I wrote a pretty good detailed answer for that individual, explaining how dividends. I used Phillips 66 stock or PSX as an example, and I started out with the year 2012. Then when they first started doing dividends or paying dividends or whatever. They were paying a 20-cent per quarter dividend, which is about 80 cents per year. And based on their share price, it was in the normal 2 to 3% range, which is what is a very common dividend yield for a decent stock when you're first buying in. But now I explained to the individual and showed them a table how over time, let's just say you put $2,000 in and you buy shares of them. Okay, overall right now the dividend yield is 90 cents per quarter. So the yield has gone up 450% in value over the course of that 7 years. Now, the original $2,000 investment, even though the yield was, I think, 2.88 or something like that, if you factor in all the quarterly payments, I'll get past the Spurs point and focus on this traffic here for were bought at the lowest price there. It's where it will have it has a yield of over 12% today. So just imagine the value of your money making 12% interest every year, regardless of what the share price does. As long as you keep holding on to the shares and they don't change the dividend amount, it's an automatic guaranteed or almost guaranteed 12% plus yield on it. And that's only after 7 years. Give it another 10 years. What do you think is going to happen? That dividend yield, it might. I got one more on the right. I want to move over to the right, but I got one over in the far right lane. I know his lane's ending, so I don't. There we go. I want to make sure he wasn't going to try to come over into this lane before I started to come over. So over time, you can end up getting a 20% annual yield or even more on that investment, over a longer course of time. Now, I set it up where every quarter I put in there, invest another $2,000, so about $8,000 a year. It's very, very doable actually for a lot of people. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, you wouldn't think that you can, but. Put about that much into my thrift savings plan or TSP account, which is my retirement plan, every quarter. Alright, so anyway, you keep investing $2,000 every quarter, right at the very beginning of each quarter, and you'll have invested $60,000 total into Phillips 66 by between. I think it was July 1st, 2012, and just this month, October, because October was the start of the quarter. Okay, so you're going to have put $60,000 of your earnings into play, and because the share price changes, the value of your your position would have gone up to over $90,000. Dividend paid, it would have been over $10,000. Over the course of time, if I remember right. The overall dividend yield, even when you keep buying more and more, the overall dividend yield was still staying up in the 4 and 5%, like over 5% as of current. So you get more value out of dividends when you keep buying, and they're not going to be they're not going to give you much of anything to work with when you first buy them. But now, mind you, you can also drip, which is called dividend reinvestment plan. Okay, but when you set up if you have any kind of investment account, you can set up a drip where any dividends paid that you can repurchase fractional shares of basically whatever the dividend amount is, you can get that many fractional shares out of it. So you can keep increasing your number of shares held and make your position even stronger. Dividends, they do tax them when they pay them. At the end of the year, you pay about a 15% tax on it. Doesn't matter what tax bracket your income is in. Even if you pay, or if you're in the 28 or 35 or whatever percent tax brackets, the dividend amount, the dividend specifically that was paid will only get taxed at 15%. $10,000 worth of dividends, that would come out to $1,500 in tax obligation, and so you still got $8,500 of net profit from the dividend. Not to mention if you're, I think it's drop down a gear. Use my brakes a little more than I want to be using them. Or that's I was in ninth gear and it wasn't holding my speed. Even eighth gear is not holding my speed completely. I went from 50 to 51, but at least it's holding a lot better. Going around this guy, but there's other traffic. Once this guy gets around. I was here first. SUV or picking this SUV getting ready to pass me here. It was in the number 4 lane, basically behind the truck that was following me. If you're ever wanting to learn about stocks and stuff, I'm always more than willing to help with that. A lot of people have no idea how great investing in stocks really can be. Just it's like with anything. The more you know about it, the better you're going to be at it. Now, a lot of times people who don't know anything about stocks will say the stock market's rigged and all this other kind of shit. No, it's not. That's horse shit. That's called an ignorant person who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. There are some, there are some occasional scandals like the Enron scandal or what were some of the other ones? Lehman Marcus, wasn't it? Or Lehman Marcus, whatever. Lehman Brothers or whatever. Yeah, Lehman Brothers. Or whatever. There have been companies that have done shady shit. Looks like we got a slowdown coming up here. What's going on here? It's just the usual spot. It looks like it's mostly in the left lanes. Which makes me wonder if an accident just happened. Traffic to get slow right here, but it seemed like it was mostly the faster lanes, or the number 1 and 2 lanes that are particularly bogged down. Video I posted yesterday about the cars passing me up and getting stopped by the cop, by the CHP. Okay, yeah, this is just garden variety traffic here. That's a commercial enforcement CHP truck that just got vehicles in front of me. Once we get past the way station here, that's the truck speed limit goes back up to 55. And slowing now. Down to 47. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention on Quora.com, it's Quora, whatever. A lot of people will have a hard time knowing how to spell that just from the sound of it. I mean, I would think that people might think it's like a woman's name, Cora, like C-O-R-A or something, but no, it's not that. It's Q-U-O-R-A. It's more like a quorum, you know, where people get together and discuss things. Check that site out if you're not already on there. If you're always interested in learning new things or hearing stories or whatever, there's a lot of good content on there. You gotta watch out though, because there have been times where people have gone on there and told some serious bullshit stories just to get view counts and upvotes. In fact, I almost pulled all of my own content off the site when they censored me, or they censored me or something, or they warned me, whatever, one time about comments about a particular individual because of what he was writing, and I basically threatened him and told him although every damn answer I've ever written on their site, I said I'm going to take it down and stop using your site if you guys think it's okay for these guys. Yeah, I'm not going to have my reputation as a knowledgeable and honest person getting smashed into the dirt by some bullshitter. Yeah, if you guys are letting bullshitters on your site, then I'm on the wrong site. Not too much later than that, they ended up banning the other person. So yeah, they take reputation as a place for people to have intelligent and thoughtful conversations very seriously. Even knows that the speed limit's 55 again. So that way, I only had 2 pallets come off, and one of them was only a single case, so I'm still in the ballpark of 70,000 pounds. and a couple of smaller lights down on the sides, down on the lower, kind of like a triangular shaped light pattern. Activity here this morning. Usually everybody gets on the truckers when they go to the Petro tend to get onto I-10 westbound from here. I'm staying on the 15 ride just past the 215 interchange. Most truckers will get on to 10 west and then get off at Milliken Avenue, which is the very first exit possible when you get onto the 10. I don't like trying to get off there, especially during this kind of hour, because it's difficult to get over there to the exit lane for it. You got to cross over. Well, if you're coming off of 15, it's not so bad, but if you're already on 10, it's really difficult and ordeal trying to get over to the all the way to the right to get to the exit. So I'd be just as apt to, in fact I probably will this time, I'll probably stay on 15 and get off at the Rupa Avenue exit, which is right in between the 15 and, between the 10 and 60 freeways. And get off there and then come back up Milliken. Then it's all right turns by going that way too, and no difficulty at all getting to to my exit. I'm doing 57. I'm used to people other trucks pulling away from me if I'm doing 57. In this case, I'm gaining on Swift. asking about, what kind of truck do truckers like to drive? And I pretty much told them point blank, okay, is it reliable? Does it have a manual transmission for me? And then does it have an APU and a refrigerator? Then that works for me. Living conditions within, or the arrangement, I can usually adapt to things. So, and still be comfortable. So, and I'm not a brand name loyalist. There are a lot of drivers out here who only will drive equipment with either certain type of equipment or, let's just say they only drive a Peterbilt or something, and it has to be a Cummins powered Peterbilt on top of it. And some people will refuse to touch PACCAR. Okay, this truck here has a PACCAR engine in it. Now, each of them, they all have their pros and cons. Freightliners, they tend to use Detroit diesel engines. Now, they have their pros and cons too. And I've really had no real problems with this engine. A couple little minor issues, but anything mechanical, you're gonna have mechanical breakdowns or problems with periodically. Now, my problem is there. I had a brass fitting on an airline. It was leaking. I had to get the fitting replaced. I've had a couple of coolant problems. Those are the only PACCAR specific problems I've had. One of those coolant problems was a fitting where a tube goes into a valve. The fitting broke and leaked, pissed out all of my coolant. Luckily, I was very close to the Loves in Benson, Arizona at the time, so I just let the truck cool down enough and put what coolant I did have available and just drive the mile or so to the Loves and park it there, and then got a shop to fix it. Outside of that, I've had DPF system problems up like 2 or 3 times. That's not PACCAR specific, that's exhaust system. But a lot of times people will have this or that problem that, like say with their DPF system, and they'll blame PACCAR even though it's not a PACCAR, not necessarily a PACCAR problem. And you can be in any kind of truck and have DPF system problems, especially if you idle the engine a lot. Coming up here on the 210 freeway, of course, I'll be staying on the 15. Dark for me to read what that bottom part of that company name is. Kiwi Transport, okay. So the bigger writing on the trailer. Italian way. D apostrophe whatever is like an Italian contraction for day whatever. So you might see like Napoli, like D apostrophe Napoli. That would be Napoli, Napoli, and it indicates somebody who's from Napoli or Naples. So I don't know which way that company pronounces its name. It could be the Lions or it could be Allianz, depending on who the owner is and what their background is. Their inspirational, I don't know. Maybe someone could tell me how their own company pronounces their name, themselves. Page speed. Okay, now this Domino's DC is very tight, by the way. It has a very tight lane to back in, so should be an interesting one. I don't know how the check-in process works yet. I saw from looking at the satellite view that you get into the lot from the south side of the building, and someone was saying it's easy to miss the driveway. But south side of the building, and then the docks are all on the east side of the building, and then that sounds like you check in on the north side of the building somewhere, or in that general area. So I don't know if we're supposed to park on the south side and walk our paperwork in around the other side of the building and then go dock in, or what. Let's cross that bridge when we get there. So 7 local time for a 7 a.m. appointment. I'm not that far away. All these trucks are going to stay on 15 all the way down to like the 91 or 60 or whatever, or maybe just 60, but pretty good number of trucks tend to get onto the 10 freeway. So I'm finding it hard to believe that won't be at least one of these guys wanting to move over to the right before long so they can get to the 10 freeway. Someone's almost in range. And in this area we tend to get a lot of base station activity, or people bullshit on there, but yeah. Channel 19 isn't meant for bullshitting. Channel 19 is meant for us to communicate things to each other, like there's some kind of traffic issue, or there's something wrong with your truck, or things like that. The general chit-chat channels, you know, if you're going to be chit-chatting on a CB, you really should be on a different channel. There are 40 CB channels. You can use any one of them. But I think, you know, a lot of drivers, some drivers tend to use channel 6. Let's see what else. I think I've also heard 16 in use. Sometimes in the 20s. Oh yeah, that's really smart, dumbass. truck on the right, but the truck's trying to get over to the right so he can get onto the 10 freeway. Yeah, like I said, I could get on the 10 westbound here myself, but I don't want to deal with the rat race over there. We'll just get off at Harupa and circle back around. I will basically up to Airport Drive, which would be just on the south side of the railroad tracks. Railroad tracks are right just south of where the petrol truck stop is. I'll go east on Airport and then turn right or south onto Rochester. And then the Domino's DC will be on the left side of the road. Okay, we got some more slowing. It's like just merge slowing. I'm gonna pass the merge point real quick, and then I'm gonna work my way over to the right so I can get to Harupa Avenue. Why all the traffic right here too. Okay, I got 2 right turn lanes. I need to be in the outer one. Turns from here until I make the left into their lot. I could actually turn right on. There was another street on the south side of them I could also turn onto and then make a left onto Rochester and then a right into their lot, but I don't remember the name of the street that I can use, so I'll just go and use Airport. It's basically swirl around whatever on the right with right turns and then just turn left into their lot. Okay, there's Milliken right here. now, I didn't have much shoulder to work with there, so for those of you guys who are wanting to learn how to make turns in a truck, okay, normally on a normal intersection, I'll start my right turn when I get my, when I can actually see around the corner of the curb, you know, of the street I'm turning onto. And then I'll put my tractor right in the middle of the next lane over from the one I want. So when I'm facing down the same direction as the road I'm going to, I want my tractor to be right in the middle of that lane. Now in this situation, I didn't have a shoulder to work with, so I needed to compensate for that by going further into the intersection before I started my turn. Now I usually go about half a lane extra, or actually, yeah, I think I'll wait till I get to about the line that's in between the inner, the inner and the middle lanes, and then start my turn there. Alright, Santa Ana Street here. I believe the next one will be airport. Or, well, not this one, but it's still dark. I can't tell where exactly the railroad tracks are, but I think I can see it, but I'm not positive. Brickell. Okay, yeah, it should be this first light right here, because all those trucks making the left turn up there are coming out of the TA, so yeah, this should be airport right here. Okay, we got 2 lanes and then even the striped area I can use. So clear. Pedestrian traffic or bike traffic behind me. Alright, is this Rochester right here? Yes, it is. Or Rockefeller. I need to double check. Make sure I'm on the right street, because I get the impression because I thought it was Rochester, but I need my phone for that, so hang on. Alright, yeah, so it turns out I am on the right street. In fact, I can actually see that Domino's is right here to my right, or to my left. Let me turn off the light in here. I can see Domino's ingredient tracker on that trailer there. So, I'm in the right spot. I think I want to say it's this lot right here, but I gotta double check. So it turns out I think it's that building right there in front of me, not to my left. Even though I do see Domino's trailers over here, what I see on the map suggests it's this building over here on the behind my mirror here. Anyway, I'm gonna get checked in or see if I can. And I don't know if they're open. They might not open till 7. I don't know. But anyway, it's got 1 pallet coming off here. 88 cases total. So yeah, it's a pretty good sized pallet. I saw it yesterday. Then 24 more pallets after that going to Costco, which is just, I don't even have to touch the freeway from here to get to Costco. All I have to do is get over the other side of the 15 freeway. I could even take Milliken Avenue straight down to the south to I'm brain farting on the name of the street. Starts with an M, I want to say. There's a Walmart DC I sometimes go to over here to pick up loads. I can go down that street, basically go right past where the Walmart DC is and head over to Etowanda. And a FedEx plane coming in to land. I'll probably take that way to get over there to DC so I don't have to deal with freeway bullshit. So, alright, I'm gonna go see what's up here. So I'm taking a wild guess they aren't open yet because it looks like this. I can't tell. Maybe they are open. I just gotta go in and take a look though. Alright, so I'll be back. Guys, I'm checked in now. It's door 2. Should be easy actually. I mean, it is kind of tight where their truck's actually docked in, but yeah, it's just a few. Yard move. Okay, gonna set my Qualcomm where I need it for my status to yard move. Alright, so it's kind of a tight turn here. Check everything that's going to be clear. Yeah, I'm good. Have to watch both sides, watch my header board, make sure I'm not going to hit the fence over there, and then also watch my tandems to make sure I'm clear the other side of the fence. Okay, it is kind of a tight lane, but there are several open spots by where the door I'm going to be backing into is. Door 2 will be right next to the drop trailer on the north end of the building. Or on the north end of this side, I should say. because of this, it's kind of an oddball setup here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate my tractor into the exit lane. I don't have enough room here to. Rotating over first, I'll start chasing it. Ah, shit. I'm on the wrong. Watching the tandems. I gotta keep watching back here behind me too. Forward a little bit. Right forward and try to get the tractor to chase it. On left back. Perfectly positioned with the tandem, so just the tractor where I need it. Here, right in the center there. Looks like I'm right on the line where the tire is. I believe I'm on it correctly. So that's the trick to getting into this kind of a spot. Just use the space that I have most available now, and most importantly, you saw how the corrections work. Get the trailer in here first, and then worry about what the tractor's doing. Just make sure you leave yourself room. And just make sure you leave yourself room for the tractor to work with, though. First and foremost, the trailer has to get into here. You can't even try to get the tractor in here if the trailer's not coming in here first. So focus on what the trailer's doing before anything else. Yeah, and you saw I did the textbook 4x4 technique, as we call it, to get the tractor to line up with the trailer. Just a series of forward right, hard right, forward, hard left, backward, until I get the tractor lined up. You got to keep an eye on the drive tires, or more so, or also the front of the trailer, to make sure you don't start pointing the trailer in the wrong direction and getting yourself in and causing the tandems to roll off into a different direction than you really want them to go. Once they're centered in the spot, you keep them in the spot in the center. Don't start moving the trailer so the tandem is, if the tandems are already in the center of the spot, if you keep forcing a bad angle, your tandems are going to track off the center, and you don't want that. Okay, so those are the things that help to really watch out for if you're a newer truck driver and want to learn how to back effectively. Okay. All right, I'll have more footage here pretty soon. I'll probably leave here, hang out over at, I don't know, TA or Petro for a little bit. I don't know, I may even park here on the street since it looks like it's okay to park here. And then I'll head down to Costco when it's time to head down there. I guess I can go back off duty. Don't need to burn too much on duty. Okay, now speaking of, I have 6:46 left on my 70-hour clock right now, and I get 4:52 back tonight. I get 12:46 tomorrow night, 9:50, 10:46, 8:58, 8:17, 6:20. So I get some pretty decent recaps back after tonight. So just my opinion, I think I'd be most effectively used maybe reloading tomorrow. That way I don't have to sit and wait for recaps to roll in so I can even roll. So I'll see how things go. My dispatcher knows what's going on, and I'll keep good communication with her. Just don't know if they have loads they need to cover though, and I have the hours to cover it, then they're going to throw a load at me regardless. Whether it happens today or tomorrow, I don't know. So we'll see. All right, I'll get more footage for you in a bit here, okay?